now open.
It's been a long time coming, but it's wonderful, and it's here.
The Mustangs of Las Colinas Museum and Visitor Center is welcoming guests. We are inside the new space to show you the attractions. On the job.
More than 50 pounds.
Our team is following Irving Solid Waste Services employees to get an up-close look at the challenges they confront on their routes. Dunking and donating.
Now, how many times did you go in the water?
I've lost count.
Some Irving City Council members are in the dunk tank, while police and firefighters take on a softball challenge, all in the name of charity. Plus, the program promoting safer neighborhoods and fall fun at Fritz Park. Now on City Source. A new registration program for owners of short-term rentals is designed to ease some common concerns about the properties. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We get answers to some of the biggest questions about the program coming up. But first, Irving's most iconic attraction is the site of yet another celebration. The Mustang Museum is now open. We were there to see the attractions and learn some of the ways the facility will be used. About 4 months after this ceremony marking the completion of major renovations at William Square Plaza,
My heart is pounding.
people are filling a hallway in the East Tower
It is time for us to stop horsing around.
for another celebration. This is the grand reopening of the Mustang Museum and Visitor Center.
Of course, the Mustangs themselves are so magnificent, but having a place nearby where the story can be told of how they came to be, it's wonderful, actually.
It's important to keep the history of the Mustangs alive and to keep alive what Mr. Carpenter did for this community as far as this being the centerpiece of the urban center.
We have the most wonderful visitors who come from all over the world. They're always interested in knowing about the horses in Irving.
Through photos and videos that take you all the way from the creation to the recent restoration, visitors will get an idea of the history of this iconic sculpture and see other works of artist Robert Glenn.
We claim him because of the Mustangs, but realistically, he is world-renowned for his sculptures, and to have on display here his actual pieces is really something.
This museum will serve another purpose as well. It will function as an official visitor center with Mary Higbee as guide.
I do not know how cities that don't have a Mary Higbee even function.
And we're very fortunate to have somebody like Mary that's involved in the community the way she is, because as people talk about the Mustangs, then she shares with them other things that are going on in our community.
So that's where I get to shine as well.
On this opening day, visitors are impressed by what they see.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. It's just a great way to honor Irving's signature art.
Originally, I'm from Russia.
When he and his family moved to the region a month ago, the Mustangs were a first stop.
Today is our second chance. We saw these amazing statues, and we arrived because we saw this advertising on Facebook about that today's reopening of this museum. It's also wonderful.
So Mary, tell me about this map.
We have some small magnets that you can take and place where you're from.
When the museum was opened previously, maps were full of push pins showing visitors from all 7 continents. Now, the work begins to fill this new map and share more about the Mustangs.
This is just a celebration of art and what art can do for a community. Art at its very core makes meaning, and I can't think of an artwork that expresses more meaning for a city or for a community than the Mustangs.
On this day, the Mustangs and museum are drawing the community together to celebrate what they've accomplished here, sharing more of Irving's story through this centerpiece.
It's just a special day.
The Mustang Museum is open Wednesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. and on Saturday the hours are 10 until 1. It is located in the East Tower of William Square and admission is free. And we have a quick update on another one of the city's museums. The Irving Archives and Museum is adding Sunday hours. That means it's open Wednesday through Sunday from 12 until 4. It is located in the Jack D. Huffman Community Building next to City Hall. Find out about current exhibits and special events by visiting irvingarchivesandmuseum.com. Major economic development news now. Wells Fargo made it official by announcing it will construct a multi-tower regional corporate office campus in Irving. It will be located on this land on Las Colinas Boulevard across from the Toyota Music Factory and also bordered by Lake Carolyn. About 3,000 employees currently working in offices across DFW will work there. A statement from the Texas governor says the project will also create 650 new jobs and $450 million in capital investment. Wells Fargo says the buildings are being designed with employees in mind and will feature wellness and outdoor recreational amenities. It will also be Wells Fargo's first campus that generates more energy than it consumes through the use of rooftop solar panels and other features. The City of Irving, the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce, and State of Texas all had teams working to make this happen. Wells Fargo expects to open the campus at the end of 2025. Interim changes to solid waste collection in Irving are prompting a change in routine for many residents. All trash, recycling, as well as brush and bulky waste are now collected once a week on the same day. If you have a question about what that day is for your house, there is an interactive map available at cityofirving.org/interim SWS. Click on View the Collection Map, then type in your address to find out which day of the week your trash will be collected. To understand the reasons for all of these updates, it helps to hear from the people responsible for trash collection, the city employees making hundreds of stops on their shifts. Robert Sheik followed crews on their routes and saw some of the challenges they confront.
As the sun rises over Irving, the city's solid waste services collection crews prepare to hit the streets and begin their days. Here's what awaits them: mountains of trash with many piles not even bagged, others that are bagged but not tied, boxes upon boxes of leaves and grass clippings, yard clippings in one color bag and trash in another, usually an indication a landscaper or contractor left trash for the city to clean up. In many cases, just a total mess tossed to the curb or into the street. As crews arrive, there's no telling what they might find.
Full body parts of cars, full trees, not even chopped up.
A full tree?
Yeah.
Just right out of the ground?
Yeah.
Scenes like this one are common, with crews expected to remove anything and seemingly everything residents drag to the curb.
I think they've got accustomed to be able to really just walk out their door, set whatever they want, and you know, when they look out their window, it's supposed to be gone.
We counted more than 30 bags at this house, with most of them weighing upwards of 100 pounds.
More than 50 pounds.
That's easily more than 1 ton of trash right here alone. While that's certainly on the high end, data gathered by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality is staggering. Irving's residential sector generates 18% more waste than peer cities. The average Irving household creates 7.9 pounds of trash per day, or nearly 3,000 pounds a year. As a result, nearly 120 million pounds of trash is collected in Irving per year, or 60,000 tons. That means one Irving Solid Waste Services employee collects about 12,000 pounds, or 6 tons, of trash per day, and 2.5 million pounds, or 1,250 tons of trash a year.
It's amazing how much garbage the city will produce.
The mentality that they can put whatever they want on the curb and we have to pick it up is really taking a toll on our bodies.
Waste that's not bagged properly can cause a mess and slow down these skilled professionals. But it's the oversized and overweight trash that not only impedes their pace, but more importantly, wears them down physically.
You can see the height of the truck. It's easy for the resident to just drag the bags to the curb, but we have to pick it up and throw it inside the truck. So that makes it real hard. This job looks kind of easy, but it's a hard job.
We get new people come to work and then they work here a couple of days and they just say their bodies can't take it. And I mean, our trucks, you know, they break. We can order parts, fix them, put them back on the road. But when we break, you know, there's not much they can do other than find someone new.
After a long day in the sweltering Texas heat, the crews empty their trucks at Hunter Farrell landfill. Sore and exhausted, they still manage to keep a great attitude and understand the vital role they play in this city.
I'm going to be 44 years old. I've been doing this for almost 15 years, and it's tiring. Aches and pains every day when you go home. It's a hard job, but I work with a great crew. We're just trying to make the city better every day.
And we have a couple of updates to the interim plan. Boxes intended to be garbage can be placed inside trash bags or broken down with a trash bag placed on top. For recycling, boxes can be placed inside recycling bags or broken down with a blue bag placed on top. Again, here's the website to learn more about the updates at cityofirving.org/interim SWS. A new ordinance affects short-term rentals in Irving. It went into effect October 1st and requires that owners of short-term rentals register with the city each year. Shane Diller is Irving's code enforcement director, and he is here with us today. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's dive right into this. What are the reasons behind this new registration program?
You know, the primary goal of the program is so that we can obtain contact information for the operators of short-term rentals so that we can get in touch with them when an issue arises. If there's a code violation or a problem at the property, we know who to contact that can address it quickly. Obviously, we want to make sure that short-term rentals are operated in the same way any other home in a neighborhood is operated, and that they comply with all the code standards related to property maintenance, the number of people that can be in a home, parking regulations, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and in looking at this registration requirement, what type of concerns are you trying to address? What type of complaints were you receiving?
You know, neighbors are always concerned about too many people coming and staying in a short-term rental. That brings too many vehicles sometimes to a property or to a street. And you know, we're looking to make sure that the occupancy number, the number of people that stay in a home, stays legal, and that parking regulations are followed both on the street and on the property itself, and just make sure that the home is operated in a peaceful manner. There's not disruptive activity or loud parties or that sort of thing.
And this registration requirement has been in effect for a couple of weeks now. What is the response? Are people getting the message that they need to register?
Yeah, they are. We were pleased to see that about a third of the operators registered well before the deadline. There's another a batch of them that are in the process right now, getting their registrations done with the deadline that has just passed. And then there will be a few we'll have to reach out to again and reinforce the need to register and provide them an opportunity to do that.
What about penalties? Are there penalties for owners who do not comply?
There are, yeah. Like everything in the code enforcement world, if we give you a notice that something is not correct, either you haven't registered or there's violations at the property, we'll give you an opportunity to correct those or to communicate with us to ask questions and get clarity. And if in fact you choose not to register or choose not to correct those issues, there are fines that can be imposed, up to $500 a day in severe cases. We can also revoke registration for properties that have registered but have repeated issues with code violations. And ultimately we could end up seeking civil legal action through a lawsuit or through the injunction process in district court.
And so what are some of the most common questions or misunderstandings that can come about with any new program that you might want to address?
Sure. The biggest one I always get is how do we register? Obviously, if you go to the city's website, there's links there to register. It's simple and can be done online. It's $200 a year. And then we also get questions about the hotel occupancy tax and whether or not short-term rentals have to pay that. And they do. That requirement has been in place for quite a while now. And that has not changed with this new registration requirement. So they do still have to pay the hotel occupancy tax on top of the registration that they would do with the city.
And we put that website on the screen where people can get more information. Code Enforcement Director Shane Diller, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Here is another program aimed at promoting vibrant neighborhoods. Every October, cities across Texas mark National Night Out. For Irving, that means a lot of block parties, and our team checked out a few of them. A cookout at Northwest Park, a block party on Farine Drive, and a first-time event at the South Irving Library. They are three of dozens of events across Irving to celebrate National Night Out.
The importance of National Night is quite simple. It's to get neighbors out of their houses and out of their apartment complexes and to get together and just to fellowship with one another.
It's just a connection with the community. The fire and police get down here, and so you can kind of put faces and names. This is just kind of all part of that.
They say building those relationships leads to a safer city.
You know, we try to make sure that everybody gets to know their neighbor so that we can take care of them if they go out of town.
You can tell if something is going on in their house that, shouldn't happen.
Longtime residents say these events are becoming more important as the city grows and times change.
It's not like it used to be where people sat in their front yard and visited. People come home from work, close the door, and they're in their house.
That's why these groups work to get a big crowd out for these events. For the Espinita Homeowners Association, the focus is food.
You provide food, people come.
The Cardinal Village Neighborhood Association uses the proceeds of the city's neighborhood grant program for a perk.
We spend a lot of hours on the blue bags, recycling. Each roll has 50 bags in it. You think it was gold. People come up here and get their bag.
And at this South Irving Library event, people wanted to get an up-close look at emergency equipment. All of these activities have the same goal: building relationships with their neighbors and those who protect and serve.
They need an extra set of eyes. They can't be everywhere.
Being involved in the community is the number one thing for us. And when we get to come to events like this, it shows what we care about.
So for him, it's a busy night.
Can't wait to go to the next party.
But one he knows makes a difference. And we have another example of how police are getting involved. The department is hosting a child safety seat event on Saturday, October 29th at the Family Advocacy Center. Appointments are required for this program. Call 972-721-2544 to reserve a spot. As we see in this archive video, officers spend time with each family to make sure they fully understand the proper way to use a car seat. And this is important because they tell us most car seats are used incorrectly. While police officers and firefighters do a lot of important work like what we just showed you, they also know how to have fun. And sometimes there is a bit of rivalry. That was on display during the first ever Hometown Heroes Softball Challenge. And that event also put some city council members in a place you would not expect. Check it out.
We're having some fun with a softball game between the police department and the fire department.
We just have that competitive spirit amongst each other. It's fun for everybody. We get to bring the families out. Today we're raising money for a few different charities.
Special Olympics law enforcement torch run for the police department.
Irving here, the city of Irving, we appreciate everything they do here.
Fire department's raising money for Great Matters.
We do public awareness for firefighter cancer, and we give money to research.
In addition to several other charities that are out here today that are raising money.
Now, how many times did you go in the water?
I've lost count. They brought the softball team out here, so I'm at a disadvantage.
And I'm lucky right now. So far, they haven't even come close.
Your luck's probably going to run out.
It's going to run out real soon. Throw it way up here. Here's the target, way up here.
They beat us in everything. At the end of the day, we're still friends, still serving citizens.
I think they do a great job. A lot of times it's a thankless job, so this is one way to tell them, hey, thank you for what you guys do every day.
It's been a really good time, and then you're supporting Special Olympics and Great Matters and all these charities, so anything you can do to support the charities, we're all about it.
A lot of fun there, and police and fire already have their next battle on the schedule. They're taking part in a rib eating contest at Texas Roadhouse, also to benefit charity. Check out this fun. The Fritz Park Animal Connection experience is open with special autumn attractions through the end of October. When we stopped by, we saw a lot of families snapping photos in the pumpkin patch. Looked like they got some good ones to share. A hay maze, a haunted barn, and of course the animals are some of the other attractions. The Animal Connection experience is open from 10 until 5 on Saturdays and noon until 5 on Sundays. General admission is $5. Irving residents with proof of residency get a $1 discount. Children 2 and younger are free. Fritz Park is located at 312 East Philbig Street.
Thank you guys so much for coming in. Thank you.
And here is more seasonal fun. The City of Irving Parks and Rec team will once again transform Trinity View Park into Erie Irving Park. The event will feature plenty of carnival games, photo ops, and a haunted house. Of course, it is best to come out in costume. Erie Irving Park is Saturday, October 22nd, starting at 6 p.m. More details at irvingevents.org. I'll be there to cover it and have highlights on our next show. On that same day, it's the second annual Paws Colinas 5K9, starting at the Paws Colinas Dog Park. You can see in this video from last year, it turned out to be a lot of fun as people ran the Campion Trail with their pets. This year, it benefits the DFW Humane Society. The Las Colinas Association and the Irving Marathon team up to host this event. Register at pawscolinas5k9.com. There are still a couple of chances to grab a blanket or lawn chair and take in a movie on the big screen in Heritage Park as part of the Movies on Main series. October 21st is Cruella. Then on October 28th, it's Hocus Pocus. All movies start at 7 p.m. and it is free to attend. DART is teaming up with Assurance Wireless to offer a free cell phone and service to eligible DART riders who are enrolled in a qualifying federal or state assistance program. Those programs include Medicaid, SNAP, and WIC. The phones can make it possible for riders to access DART's GoPass app. Learn more at dart.org/free smartphone or attend an in-person event at the downtown Irving Heritage Crossing Station. That's on Thursday, November 10th from 3:30 until 6:30 p.m. People are asked to bring current documentation showing enrollment in one of the qualifying programs. More than 400 volunteers turned out for Keep Irving Beautiful's Trash Bash at TW Richardson Grove Park. Our team heard from organizers and participants.
Man, we're cleaning up.
This is our 31st annual Trash Bash. So we have people gathered here at TW Richardson Grove that are here to not just pick up litter and recyclables, but also to enjoy a lot of the different activities we have here today.
That coincides with National Public Lands Day. Events like this are going on all over.
You can just come out and help the city of Irving and keep it clean.
We have faith groups, service organizations, lots of schools, companies. They all come together and work towards a common goal.
Just a good community event.
We found a lot of trash. We found milk jugs, water bottles, styrofoam.
It's great what Keep Irving Beautiful is doing, particularly working on the rivers. A lot of folks don't even know that Irving has rivers.
The Trinity runs back behind us here, and so I hope that people realize when they throw down a piece of trash that then if it rains, that ends up in our rivers and our oceans.
We want to help our community. We want to partner with other people in the community.
It's overall pretty fun being connected with nature as well.
It's really important to me to contribute, to give back, especially to Irving. I've been here a long time and love Irving.
Really happy to see such a big turnout.
Keep Irving Beautiful has volunteer opportunities throughout the year, and they welcome businesses and organizations to take part. Learn more at cityofirving.org/KIB. The Irving Police Department is marking Domestic Violence Awareness Month with a special ceremony. Highlights from Illuminate Irving are coming up next time on City Source. And land in downtown Irving that has been vacant for years is about to be the site of a big development. Construction will begin soon on Heritage Square, and we'll have a preview next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also, find us on YouTube. Our channel is at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And while you're there, keep in mind that we always appreciate the likes and positive comments. And look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.